So here's a quick introduction to the team. Oh, here's a couple who want to be introduced already. It's Alfred, Longezo, Indianu, Zinalanu and Danny. Brenda, haven't seen you before. Okay. And then out there, that is Amos from the Lifesavers Club in Satima, who's coming out to train the other Lifesaver leaders here, one of which is Maxson. He's the head of office of ulema.com here on the island. Then who else do we have? We have Prince here, who's been volunteering with the Lifesavers Club since the start of COVID. Then we have Philip there. No, sorry, Lewis. He's working with the health centre on the island. Newest volunteer, this is Kimu, who's just started volunteering with the nursery and the homework club. And this Deborah. Deborah is the first of the... Deborah. Deborah is... she was the first volunteer nursery teacher here when we started the nursery in May 2022, just over a year ago. Who else have we got who's volunteering? Alfie's the security guard. Yep. And Maggie, we can't forget Maggie. Maggie anayamba litimunayamba ku volunteer fano. Maggie has been really good, especially on the homework club with the teenagers. She uses textbooks from the standard 1 kind of primary curriculum to teach them. And then they all teach themselves Lego. That's the kind of self-taught, very popular class that pretty much every child here engages in every single day. And that is our core team on the island, plus the couple of volunteers who come from the Lifesavers Club on the mainland to train the volunteers who are working in the homework club in the nursery here.
Yeah.
Okay. In the Zagazingati, Anna? 2. Okay. In the... Oh, yeah. Most definitely a positive. So that's our malaria testing. This is Deborah, Lifesaver leader and head of our malaria department. So she's writing down what's she writing down? In their health book, which is like the Ministry of Health book. The date, the name of the child, that they were tested. She'll also put in the batch number and the expiry date of the test and the medication given. And this little fella will take the first of 6 tablets here right now, given to him by his mammy, and then he should be as right as rain again in 3 days' time. That's how malaria works once it's treated nice and early. And it's really important here because basically we are, especially now after Cyclone Freddy, we were 7 kilometres from the clinic. Now it's a much harder walk because of the new routes that have had to been cut into the hillsides because the pathway around the island is flooded. So that means it's just a really long and tough day's walking to get to the clinic for a mother who has other kids to feed and to cook for and all the rest. So that's where the malaria treatment that we give on this side of the island has been really appreciated by the community. And I'm going to say if we keep on treating 1 and 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds, statistics are it's life-saving, because once every 75 seconds, somewhere in the world, a child under the age of 5 years of age dies of malaria. And it's all about early intervention with these the simple treatment, 6 tablets over 3 days. Costs at the moment, actually, with price increases, it has gone up to, the last batch I bought, I think it was about €3, about the equivalent of $3 per packet. But it's still obviously a really important life-saving treatment. And what we're trying to do in collaboration with the staff in the health centre is to move from treating the illness to preventing the illness on the island with indoor residual spraying, which is a technique that's used in most rich world countries where there's a risk of malaria. It has been eradicated by just really consistent, uniform spraying of land around wetlands, and especially indoors, so that there isn't it reduces the risk of malaria, basically, or the insects. If you don't have the insects, you don't have the malaria. So what we're trying to do here in collaboration with the Ministry of Health is do all of the islands at once, all of the houses on the island at once. It has to be 100% of the households to kind of eradicate it. And the hope is that, and the interest on the Ministry of Health side, is that this is worthwhile on Chissy Island because it is an island community. There's no point in doing it in some parts of the mainland, because unless you do the whole of Malawi, for example, it'll move from one village to the next again. But that's what's in the pipeline with this. What's happening here is that the kids are receiving their homework club copy for the new school year, because today, September 12th, if I'm not mistaken, is the first day of term 1 of the new school year, 23-24. What you're watching here are the members of the Lifesavers Homework Club of Chissy Island, from this village, Sonko Village, and the village on either side of Sonko Village, the 3 villages that are the farthest away from the island's only primary school. They are receiving their copybooks and pens, 1 copybook and 1 pen each for this school year. So they get this copybook and pen as members of the Lifesavers Homework Club, and they have to bring it with them every day after school, where from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. here we will play games as well as doing our homework after school, after they have walked a total of 14 kilometres, 7 kilometres there, 7 kilometres back in the early morning. And actually what happens with a lot of them is that they don't go to school, they only come here, because it is 7 kilometres there, 7 kilometres back. It's a really long and a tough walk. It's even tougher now that the pathway along the shore has been flooded by Cyclone Freddy. So they have to go up over hills and through this grass that's really itchy. And so at least here, even if they don't go to school, they're getting a couple of hours of homework and games and activities that we try and make as pedagogical as possible with the training that we have here.